Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. I have just witnessed Derby 3, Cardiff 1, epic big game at the top of the championship. Cardiff started in second place. This was their game in hand to give themselves a cushion over chasing Fulham in third place. Cardiff need 6 points. We know that. They now have 2 games to get those 6 points as opposed to the 3. Derby started the game in 7th place. They needed a draw to get back into 6th, but they have really put the pressure on Millwall with this win on a wet and wild night at Pride Park. Derby started off with 3 at the back. Carson in goal, Forsyth, Keogh and Davis, 3 centre-backs. Every time I've seen Derby this year, it's been a back 4, so that was a new one for me. Wisdom, right wing-back. Olsen, a short man at left wing-back. More of that later. Johnston and Huddleston sitting in front of those, with then Wyman to the right, Lawrence to the left, Cameron Jerome up front. So sort of this 3-4-3 type thing that we're now seeing a lot thanks to Wolves. Cardiff, more of a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 type thing. Etheridge in goal. Manga, Morrison, Bamber, Bennett at the back, Gunnarsson and Rolls sitting, Patterson off to the right, Ward off to the left, Hoylett in behind, Gary Medine. Lots of subplots here with Morrison and Ward and Jerome all playing against their former clubs. So we knew that the stakes were very, very high here. It's a weird one because it wasn't actually a must win for either. Both of them, because it's a game in hand, could have escaped with the draw, and maybe that played on their minds. On 3 minutes, Johnson's the runner from a Lawrence corner. He gets blocked out on the near post. It's all muck and bullets for the first 10 minutes. Cardiff doing their thing, throw-ins, corners, slowing it down. We know what to expect by now, and it's very effective after 86 points or whatever it is they've won. Olsen suckers Patterson in for the yellow card on 10. Derby starting to get a bit of an advantage territory-wise. Their wing-backs are pushing Patterson and Ward backwards. Vyman robs Bamber inside right. He drives forward into the box, squares it up to Lawrence. Doesn't get a bad touch, Lawrence. Just takes him a bit off to the side. Etheridge comes flying out and makes the save. 1-on-1, first good chance of the game falls to Derby. Still pretty industrial on 20 minutes. Cardiff fans are celebrating throw-ins like goals. Derby with a couple of good counters from the throw-ins, so they're dealing with it fairly well to begin with. Cardiff's first reasonable chance on 22. Big goal kicks flicked on. Hoylett with a speculative volley. That goes well over. Cardiff now, even the throw-ins in their own half are going down the line to try and win a throw-in further down the line. So very, very clear game plan from Cardiff. But on 27 minutes, Cardiff are going to create an overload. They do play a bit of football down the left-hand side. I think it's Bennett. He's got support from Ward, and Warnock, the maestro, he points to the far post. He says, play it to the far post. Big ball across. Now, it's Forsyth and Olsen with Big Medine, who's going up for it. And for some reason, Olsen does not trust Forsyth. He gets suckered in under the ball with Medine. It misses everybody. Olsen has left his man Patterson at the back post. Patterson on the volley from sort of the corner of the 6-yard box. He keeps it nice and low, swerves away from Carson. Good finish. 1-0 to Cardiff. A goal and a result at this point that would really, really put the hammer down on Fulham in second place. So great stuff from Cardiff to take the lead there. Incredible passage on 32. Lobbed in from Patterson. Medine's arriving. There's a penalty shout there. That's waved away. It goes back out left. Crossed in again. They've left Hoylett. It's Olsen again on the back post. Hoylett heads it back across. I think he's going for goal. Just drifts wide of the far post. And again, Medine is shouting, saying he's been manhandled in the box. Looks like Cardiff have picked out Olsen to put the crosses on top of, and obviously it's working out. Great play by Lawrence. He gets to the byline for Derby. Crosses. Gunnarsson gets a nick on the cross. That kind of loops it up. Jerome goes up for the header. Falls down to Vyman. Yes, Vyman. Difficult volley, and he kind of slices across it and it goes just wide of the post. Looked like Etheridge was beaten with that one. Big throw in, Medine wins that, flicks it not far wide. Free kick, good position for Derby, gets cleared, falls to Forsyth, he comes in, no one closes down, kind of nominal, probably doesn't want to shoot but has to, gets blocked up by the traffic. Long range by Ward, decent effort, but Carson not moving from that. Just before half-time, the last kick of the half, Cardiff played probably their best bit of football. Nice little knockabout there, ends with Hoylett. He feeds Rolls, not bad shot. Over it goes. Cardiff go in at half-time. The game plan's working. I've seen Cardiff a few times. Very tight at the back, slow the game down. They know that they're better at restarts and dead balls, throw-ins, corners than everyone else, so they try and make that the game and make it difficult to play. What I would say is when a team plays one up front against Cardiff, like Jerome was, Morrison and Bamber are so aggressive defending on the front foot that they really squash it all up. And for pretty much all of the season, this has worked for Warnock. Obviously that big winning streak came to an end recently, but they're still in there looking for that 2 points per game in that promotion, and they were on it until half time here. Manga takes a yellow. We're into the second half on Keogh. Lawrence puts the free kick into the wall. Johnson with the follow-up volley. Blocked. It's absolutely pissing it down with rain now in the second half. And Vidra, I didn't mention in the team lineups, Vidra was missing from the starting lineup. He's on the bench. Off goes Olsen, which was a tactic Cardiff were exploiting, playing on Olsen. Back four for Derby, 4-2-3-1. Vidra, the top scorer, their main danger man, is now in the game. Don't know why he didn't start. Derby fans in the comments, tell me why you think that was. Cardiff are sitting in, as the saying goes in football nowadays. They look fairly comfortable, but they've lost that aggressive, gnarly intent in the first half. They look like they're defending a lead a little bit. That said, they then have an amazing chance to go 2-0 up. A real big moment in the game here on 64. It breaks for Rolls. He's battling forward. The cross goes along the floor. Medine's backing it up. He's about 8 yards out. He misses his kick with the goal gaping. This is 1-0 to Derby, to Cardiff, sorry, and a great chance for Medine to make it 2, possibly seal the game there with the timing of that one. Bennett takes a yellow for stopping a counter. Gunnarsson humorously applauding the foul tackle, the professional foul. Davies heads well over from the restart. Warnock brings on Zahor for Medine on 66, but immediately he does that, Derby get their equaliser. So it's a weird one. Cardiff never quite clear the corner. Davies has the first header. It's kind of off the line, but comfortably off the line, if you know what I mean. The guy on the near post puts out. It goes back in, and I was impressed with Etheridge in the first half, but it's a mistake by him. He's jumping to catch the ball wide of his goal, sort of on the goal line. There's a big shout to say that's gone out, and he drops it. It gets half cleared. In it goes back in. It's fired into Jerome, so they haven't reset properly. Jerome's backing into Morrison. He's really, really strong. He manages to roll Morrison. At this point, Morrison knows he can't make the tackle because he's going to take him down. Really strong play by Jerome. Gets the shot off, slides under Etheridge. I think Etheridge gets something on it, and it's slow motions into the goal, and it's 1-1. And you now have a situation where Cardiff was sitting in and not playing in the aggressive way they were in the first half. So this doesn't look good for Cardiff at this point. Rolls takes yellow on 69. Warnock, ever the gambler, makes the move. Pilkington in for Ward. Vilchert in for Hoylett, freshen up those players who were playing off the front, completing his substitutions there. Cardiff win a corner on 74. Second ball falls to Bamber. He spins and puts over. We've seen him put them in. Very dangerous in the opposition's box. Bamber. Lucky bounce away. Goes Zahor. He's into the box. He kind of falls over as he's going in, and then it's all a bit, don't touch him from Keogh. Stands back up, puts it over. He's well marshalled. We're into the last 10 minutes now. A draw, as I said, will suit both teams. It would just push Cardiff a little bit higher than Fulham, and it would put Derby back into the playoffs. Cardiff maybe don't know quite how to play it, and on 81 minutes, Derby take the lead. Disaster for Cardiff, and it's disaster for Wiltshire. And as an Ipswich fan, I'm not taking great delight in a Norwich loanee making a big mistake. But boy, it's a horrible mistake. The ball goes into the back post. Normally in this situation, if it's a fullback, they'll just flip it out and concede a corner. Wiltshire tries to kill it. I don't know what on earth he's doing, because Wisdom is behind him, so he would then have to clear it back across his box anyway. He kills it reasonably well, and he looks so relaxed, but he's so close to his goal. Wisdom comes round the back of him, steals it off him, cuts it back, and there's Vidra, who smashes it in. And at the worst possible time in the match and in the season, Wiltshire, the substitute, big mistake from him. Vidra scores 2-1 to Derby. Fulham fans probably rejoicing down in West London. And on we go, 84th minute. So now Cardiff are getting a bit panicky. They're going to start pushing a few more forward. You see Bamba starts to move forward. It's a firm header forward, following things in by Ralls. Patterson's in down the right. It's a pretty good cross. Zahour goes for the diving header on the near post. He just gets the slightest nick. It goes right across the goal. In comes Wiltshire, who's just made a horrible mistake. He's probably 2 yards from goal, and he puts it right back across the goal again. Horrible 2 minutes for Wiltshire. He should have scored. Open up side foot in the goal. You're virtually in the goal. Any contact, even if it's at the keeper, it's going to bounce in off the keeper. He should have scored. Deary me. Cardiff from the corner. Morrison's trying to force it in from the second ball. Can't force it through the crowd. Rowett, defensive changes here, or freshening up here to try and shore this game up. 86 minutes. Pearce in for Vyman, Hansen in for Lawrence. Good ovation for Lawrence. I'm a big fan of his, obviously. But on 89 minutes, killer goal. Big boot forward by Wisdom. Jerome is chasing it. He looks absolutely knackered. There's no way he's going to outrun Morrison. Morrison's strong favourite for this. Gets his body in front of him, but he completely misjudges his distances. He obviously thinks he's closer to the goal than he is, and that Etheridge is going to come out if he shepherds Jerome. He's going to come out and he's going to take the ball. He's too far out. So Jerome, as Morrison kind of backs him up to stop him, Jerome nips round the other side. He's in on goal, one-on-one, easy chance, 3-1. Another mistake again for Cardiff. Incredible. They've been so tight at the back all season. I think joint best goals against with Wolves. I think I'd need to check that. Certainly not after today though. And they've shipped 3 all individual mistakes. Etheridge drops the ball for the first one. Wiltshire with the strange control and giving it away in the box for the second one. And Morrison, so dependable. He's been so good this season, misjudging his distances, trying to shepherd Jerome. And in it goes, and it's 3-1. Horrible moments for Cardiff here. 6 minutes stoppage time, but it doesn't matter. I think Cardiff mentally is shot at this point. Bamba with a long ranger, way over. Obviously, it's been many years as an Ipswich fan since I've seen these nail-biting end matches, but it just looked like, going in 1-0 at half-time, it just looked like Cardiff should have gone for the throat in the second half and played that gnarly way that they do. And believe me, I'm not looking down on that, because it's got them 86 points, and teams have to beat the long throws and the strong defence and the corners going in. They do have some quality, Cardiff. Maybe we see that more in their home games than their away games. I thought Gunnarsson showed some quality, and Rolls was quiet today, but we know that he's got quality. Couldn't get Hoylett on the ball so much. But my point stands. I thought they sat back too much in the second half, Cardiff. That said, what a chance for Medine at 1-0, and really, I've not heard what Warnock's had to say. I know he'll defend his players, but 3 mistakes. Etheridge for the first, Wiltshire for the second. Wiltshire then, glorious chance to make it 2-2. As I said, a draw would have suited both teams, but then another error at the end from Morrison. And, well, where does that leave Cardiff now? If you're a Cardiff fan and you're watching, let me know in the comments. I believe it's Hull away and Reading at home. So the danger here is that Hull, who drew 5-5 at the weekend and have been quite free-flowing and are D-Mob happy and don't care, may be quite a dangerous opponent, because they're going to attack. They're not bothered. Cardiff fans, let me know, because if it's a draw at Hull and a win at home to Reading, that may not be enough now with this defeat today. Are you going to do it? Forgive me, I don't know Fulham's last 2 games, but it's certainly going to be exciting. Cardiff still in the box seat in second place. Let me know tonight, did they get the second half approach wrong, or was it just a case of a few individual mistakes and not really any more problems than that? They obviously need to go again the same way. They can win these last 2 games. They're up. Cardiff fans, let me know, can you do it? Derby fans, it's been a momentous collapse from second place. When I saw you win at Portman Road comfortably in December, it was looking like finally Derby are going to get this shit done. Automatic promotion, but they've slipped down and down and down and down and down. Important win today. They were there to capitalise on Cardiff's nerves, I think, at the end there, defending that lead to take the 3 goals. It was a Warnock game. There wasn't that much football play, but maybe the confidence comes back now. I know that Millwall have hard games. I think they've got Borough away and then Villa on the last day. But Derby, I know, are going to Villa as well. And then I think Barnsley on the last day. Although Derby fans will be pleased to know Barnsley have lost tonight, so they may already be relegated. The questions are simple. Can you make it into the playoffs? Holding off there, probably 4 points. Might well do it now. Can you do it? And if you get in the playoffs, what's going to happen? You're going to be in 6th. Could be Cardiff again. Could be Fulham. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be back at the weekend. I will be at Ipswich v Reading, so no top of the table clash for me again this week. Whoever you support, please comment with this promotion chase. It's so exciting in the Championship. As always, give me a thumbs up if you like the content. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom, and please subscribe to this channel. Homeward.